Bills.
Oh,
Coupons. Okay. Whoa. What is this? Index Imperium 1? Space Marines, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Space Wolves, Grey Knights, Death Watch, Legion of the Damned. Holy hell. It's a good mail day. Let's, how about a little story time with Uncle Ted? So I have to say, I was not expecting this. Like, it just came out of nowhere. Well, I take it back. I knew that the indexes were coming out, but I didn't think I'd be looking at it so soon. This is really exciting. I know it's coming down the pipe real fast, but yeah, like I was saying, Space Marines, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Space Wolves, Grey Knights, Death Watch, Legion of the Damned. You know, we've all seen the leaks, so it's curious to see, you know, what all is going to be in here. I mean, this is a big ass book, full color at 24 pages. Damn, look at the index. I mean, they're just packing in this stuff. Like, this is no joke, you know? All right, so just look at the contents. Star days, you know, we're looking at all the units. They pull out Ultramarines, although it looks like with Ultramarines we have Guilliman, Marnius Calgar, Calgar and Artificer Armor, Sicarius, Tigerius, Cassius, Telion, Kronos, War Veterans, or Titanic War Veterans, Terminus Ultra. I wonder if that's the... Oh, I guess we'll take a look. But yeah, Imperial Fist. We have... Okay, it looks like it's the characters. Blood Angels, Flesh Tearers. We have Gabriel Seth. Now there's something I was looking at. I wonder if they're all the different units here. Oh, Captain and Cataphracti Armor. So we're looking at your Angels of Death. Captain and Gravis Armor. That's that new one that's coming out. Let's see, Terminator Armor, Bikes, There's one that I was looking for, Company Ancient. I think that's, I'm not too sure, but I wonder if that's the company standard. Intercessor Squad. Wow. Cataphracti, Terminator Squad, Tartaros, Terminator Squad. Okay, so there's 3 different Terminator, I'm sorry, 4. Regular, Assault, Cataphracti, and Tartarus. So I wonder if we'll see some different rules for those guys. Stormhawk Interceptor, Storm Talon, Hellblaster Squad. What's a Hellblaster Squad? Oh, that's right. That's the Primaris with all the special weapons. Thunderfire Cannons, Predator. Ooh, Land Raider Excelsior. What is that? I wonder what that is. I wonder if that's that special one that you can get in the from Forge World, or not Forge World, but whatever, from the UK. Let's see, Salamanders, Blood Angels. Looks like that's, I think that's all the regular guys. Dark Angels, I don't know what Dark Angels do, or Space Wolves, so sorry, I'm not going to be much help there. Let's see. All right, getting into it. We have our data sheets, the introduction. Adeptus Astartes, so this is going into the fluff. Good. Chapter organization. I mean, this is a lot of the same old artwork, you know, so that's been around for a bit. Space Marines Army lists. Ooh, Librarius Discipline. So it looks like there are, it's keywords chapter, for example. Note that Adeptus Astartes Psyker cannot be from the Black Templars chapter. Ooh, okay, so no Psykers for the Black Templars. And they shall know no fear. Librarius Discipline, Veil of Time. If manifested, pick an Adeptus Astartes unit with 18 inches of the Psyker until the start of the next Psychic phase. You could re-roll charge rolls and advance rolls in that unit. Oh man, and they always fight in the same fight beginning. Man, that's cool. Because I think like a lot of stuff, you know, if you deep strike, it's going to be 9 inches away from the enemy. So being able to re-roll your charge range is really going to make it so you can hop in there first turn. Might of Heroes. Okay, so 12 inches of the dude. Add 1 to the model's strength. Null Zone has a warp charge value of 8. If manifested, then the unit that started the next psych phase of the Psyker cannot make invulnerable saves. Oh, wow. And must half the result of any psychic test. Dang! That's hot. All right, Wargear, Sergeant Equipment, Bolt Pistol, Grav Pistol, Plasma, Chainsword, Power Axe, Power Maul, Lightning Claw. Power Fist, Thunderhammer. All right, usual stuff. So this is just a list of things. Combi Grav, Combi Flamer, Combi Melta, Combi Plasma, Stormbolter cannot be taken by a Stern Guard Sergeant. So that would be the Thunderhammer. Okay. It looks like a lot of the same old weapons. I'm seeing everything that you normally see. Dreadnought close heavy weapons, twin heavy flamer, twin autocannon, twin heavy bolter, twin last cannon. So by the way, they said they're going to get rid of twin linked. It looks like it's gone. Assault cannon, heavy plasma cannon. So it's regular and heavy probably. Multi-melta, or maybe that's just what they call it. Captain. All right, here we are. Captain. Let's see. Wargear option abilities. Nation no fear. Rights of battle. You can reroll hits of a 1 made for friendly chapter within 6 inches. Iron Halo, 4+ invulnerable. Storm Shield. So if you get a Storm Shield, you get a 3-up invulnerable. Jump Pack Assault. During deployment, if this model has a jump pack, you can set it up high in the sky instead of placing it on the battlefield. At the end of the movement, the model can assault from above. Blah, 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 9 inches. Interesting. I'm curious about the Wargear. I think I've seen a lot of the stats, although I have to say, we really bumped these guys up. This is Hero Hammer, dude. Let's see, 5 wounds, 2+, 2+, 3-up save. Captain Terminator Armor, we're looking at 2-up saves. Initial no fear, Iron Hail, Storm, teleport attack, okay. Wargear options. So then the Captain and Cataphracti Armor, what is this special thing? This model has a 3+ invulnerable save, but must half the result of the dice when determining how far this model advances. Dang! So it's a little bit different than the older one, but not much. Gravis Armor has a 3+ save, has a 4+ invulnerable. Ooh, so it's not quite Terminator Armor. Everybody was saying that it was going to be Gravis Terminator Armor, but that's not the case. So it looks like it's a little bit harder than regular Terminator Armor, which I think is 4+ invulnerable. So it's a 4+ invulnerable, but he only has a 3+ regular save. That is baller. Captain on Bike. Wounds 6. Dang. I wonder if bikes just give you extra wounds. So Gravis is 5 wounds. Captain Cataphracti is 6 wounds. Okay, so your Terminators are getting an extra wound, I bet. Librarian in Terminator Armor is a 5 wound creature versus a 4 wound. Psychic Hood, Jump Pack Assault, Infantry Psyker. Yeah, this is dope. 14 inches for the Captain on Bike. Oh, that's hot, man. That is the hotness. Master Captain Bolt Gun, Twin Bolt Gun, Chainsword, Frag Grenade. Tech Marine. 4 wounds. Nice ballistic skill of 2+. Doesn't hit so great in hand-to-hand, but that's okay. He actually has a 6 movement, so he runs a little bit faster than your servitors. I wonder how fast a regular dude goes. Okay, so characters looks like they generally go 6 unless you're in Terminator Armor, it slows you down a little bit. The Terminators are 5. So the servitors will slow you down. Looks like you can arm them with Heavy Bolter, Multi-Melta, Plasma Cannon, and they're standard and supercharged. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So it's Heavy D3, and then it's either Strength 7 or Strength 8, -3s, and either 1 or 2 wounds. Tech Marine on Bike. Yep, he's getting an extra wound and toughness. So I think that bike is really helping you out. Oops, kitty wants some love. Hello, kitty. Conversion Beamer. You get your. This is neat. They're coming up with profiles for all your different options instead of just saying, hey, you could have a bike. It's an actual entry for a dude on a bike. Chaplain. Litanies of Hate. You can reroll to hits in the fight phase of the friendly unit within 6 inches of this model. That's cool. So it's kind of the same. You can use his leadership on units within 6. Rosarius has a 4+ invulnerable save. All right, so Chaplain and Terminator. Oops, sorry about that. Trying to pet the kitty. Chaplain on Bike. Apothecary. Let's see, at the end of okay. If that contains a wounded model, it immediately regains D3 lost wounds. So if you're right up next to somebody, it's kind of like a Tech Marine, like in the old school era. Not old school, I guess it's still an active rule set, but so instead of healing vehicles, you heal dudes. I kind of wonder what Tech Marine is. Blessing of the Omnissiah. Okay, so you can heal vehicles for D3 wounds within 1 inch. Okay, that's cool. So apothecaries and tech marines are kind of doing the same thing. Let's see. Primaris Lieutenant. So it looks like this is an HQ. So you had your Gravis dude earlier. Was that a? I got double check, see if that's a if there's 2 different kinds of captain and Gravis armor. So he's toughness 5, captain is toughness 4. So I bet the Gravis dude is okay. So they're both it looks like different kind of Primaris. So your Gravis guy is probably a Primaris, and then you have a Primaris Lieutenant. So this is probably like your baby HQ, just to kind of fill the slot. I bet it's gonna be a lot cheaper. But he's only toughness 4. Interesting. I thought they were toughness 5. I bet there's just the higher wound characteristic. I'm sure that's it. Company Ancient. All right, this is the one I was wondering about. Company Ancient and Company Ancient on bike. Stardy's banner. Yep, so it's the banner carrier. Add 1 to the leadership if you're within 6 inches. Roll d6 each time a chapter infantry model is destroyed within 6 inches of friendly ancients. Before removing the model as a casualty on a 4+, the model musters 1 last surge of strength before succumbing to the wounds. So it can either shoot with one of its weapons as if it were in the shooting phase, or make a single attack as if it were in the fight phase. Damn, that's cool. It's almost like the Yannari, a little bit. Primaris Ancient, so it looks like the same kind of thing. So he's just a little beefier. Company Champion. Honor the Death. Let's take a heroic intervention if it's able to do so. In addition, you may roll any fail to hit rolls for this model in the fight phase when targeting character. Company Champion. Company Veterans. So what are they doing differently? It looks like you're probably getting an extra attack. That is probably all you're getting. Probably an extra, maybe extra leadership. It's probably weapon options. Company Squad Bodyguard, roll a d6 for each friendly chapter. Loses 3. 2+, this model can intercept the hit. Okay, so they all can take the wound for their homie. Company Veterans. And that's, toughness 5. Oh, that's the bikes. Okay, so you get your bikes. Tactical Squad. You can combat squad him still if you have 10 guys, so consistent. Scout Squad. Ooh, I love scouts, so this would be kind of curious to see. Combat Squad, so you can combat squad him. Concealed positions. When you set up this unit during deployment, it can be set up anywhere on the battlefield that is more than 9 inches away from the enemy deployment zone. Okay. Camo cloaks. If every model in the unit has a camo cloak, you can add 2 to the saving throws made for models in this unit when they receive the benefits of cover instead of 1. Dang, that's cool. I guess it's not too much different than what they have, except you don't get it in clean sight. So that's a difference. In Sensor Squad, I think we've seen that leaked all over the place. Imperial Space Marine. That was a question I had of Pete Foley, but I didn't get to hear back. So yeah, the Imperial Space Marine. It looks like 1 per army. Pretty awesome. Honor Guard. They shall know no fear, blah, blah. Okay, so roll a d6 each time a friendly character loses a wound while they're still within 3 inches. This, on a 2+, the model from this unit can intercept that hit. Okay. Chapter Ancient. Oh, okay. What was the difference? So we saw Company Veteran, Company Champion, Primaris Ancient, Company Ancient, Chapter Ancient. Okay. I gotcha. So these are, so this is a 5 power. Looks toughness 5. Let's see, Company Ancient, toughness 4. So this is a little bit weaker version of that guy. And the Champion, Chapter Champion, looks like he's a little bit further down. Weird. I would have thought the Chapter guy was stronger, but okay. Centurion Assault Squad, 4-inch move. Oh man, these guys are trudging. Combat Squad, Centurion Assault Launchers. If the model with the Centurion Assault Launcher finishes a charge within 1 inch of the enemy, roll d6. On a 4+, that unit suffers a mortal wound. Okay. Omniscope. Enemy units that do not receive the benefit from their saving throws for being in cover against attacks made by this. That's dope. Centurion Veteran Squad. Alright, so they just get an extra attack. I think their equipment is really going to be what makes them something. Vanguard veteran squads. Stormhill jump pack assault. Okay, looks like they're beefier jump pack dudes. Dreadnought, here we go. Wounds 8. Oh my gosh, good. They kept their 4 attacks. That's hot. 6-inch move. That's good. 3 up weapon skill, 3 up ballista skill, 3+ save, strength 6, toughness 7. That's good. That's good. I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but I'm glad they kept the 4 attacks. Explodes if this model is reduced to 0 wounds. Roll a d6 before removing the model from the battlefield. On a 6, it explodes. Everybody within 3 inches suffers D3 mortal wounds. Crazy. Oh, that's cool. I just noticed that a lot of the vehicles, they are, as they get knocked down wound-wise, they change their attributes. It looks like this doesn't. He doesn't. He's just a dude. Ironclad Dreadnought, same way. Same with all these guys. Oh, no, I take that back. Contemptor. Ooh, Contemptor. Maybe the 10 wound thing is where they start manipulating. Okay, so the Contemptor is 9 movement versus 6, because he normally has fleet. That's good. So ballistic skill, weapon skill, plus 2+. So then he goes down to 6 inches, then 4 inches move, and then 2 to 3 to 4. Dude, that's baller. The Venerable Dreadnought does not have a different wound characteristic. He just hits better, and so he just hits better. Abilities: Unyielding Ancient on a 6. Roll a d6 each time the model loses a wound. On a 6, the damage is ignored. Oh no, he is a little bit beefier. He has the same explodes thing. Smoke launchers. Okay, the Contemptor has a 6 up or a 5 up invulnerable save. Then he has the explodes thing. Oops, I think that's John. And then let's see, Ironclad Dread, Wrecker. Removal 1s for models equipped with 2 melee weapons, Ironclad assault launchers, smoke launchers, explodes. So he's a little bit tougher. He actually has a toughness of 8 versus 7. Ah, nice. That's weird. These guys have leadership. Okay, Terminator squads, 2 wounds. There it is, and they have a 2-up save. Combat, televote. Okay, they have a 5+ invulnerable save. Terminator assault squad. Looks like the same rules. Weird. They put the Crux Terminatus on the left hand. Oh, Storm Shield. There's the Storm Shield rule. 3+ invulnerable save. So, yeah, they're moving 5 inches, and they have 2 wounds. Cataphracti. I think we kind of looked at the rules for them earlier, sort of. Tartaros. This guy is a little bit different, right? Tartaros armor has a 5+ invulnerable save. Combat squads. I wonder if they just have different... Okay, so they go 5 inches where the Tartaros goes 6 and the Cataphracti is 4. So that's where the difference is for these guys. And then they're probably slightly different weapon loadouts. Ooh, excuse me. Assault squad. Inceptor squad. I wonder if this is the, 10 inches. Assault squad. Okay, so these guys, they start out without jump packs, and then you probably upgrade them to have a jump pack. And then they get the fly ability if they get it. Scout bike squad. They go to toughness 5, 2 wounds. Man, that bike thing, 16 inches. I wonder if that was, I didn't remember what it was earlier. Was it 14 for a bike? So they might be a little bit faster. Let's see here. Actually, we're probably going to see on the next page. Yep, there we go. 14 inches, so the Scout bikes are slightly better. They have a turbo boost, additional 6 inches. These guys have turbo boost for an additional 6 inches. Wargear options, attack bikes. Ooh, here we go. Okay, so real quick. Yep, extra stat line, toughness, wound. That's their thing. Attack bikes, they get the turbo boost. They can't be combat squatted like these guys. And it looks like extra toughness and double wounds. Ooh, 4 instead of 2. And they get an extra attack too. Landspeeder Storm. Open topped. Models embarked on this vehicle when shooting their shooting phase measure range of the draw at any point on the vehicle. We do so. Any restrictions or modifiers that apply to this model also apply to the passengers inside. Note that the passengers cannot shoot. This model flat outs. Okay. Explodes. Okay, this doesn't have, it's only wound 7. So it looks like this guy doesn't have a little chart. But toughness 5, 18 inches. I don't see the flat out thing. unless there's a special rule for that. Land speeder, toughness 5. Oh, weird. So the land speeder storm has an extra wound over the regular land speeder, which has 6 wounds. 2 attacks, that's right, you get attacks. And anti-grav upwash. Okay, models in this unit have a move characteristic of 20 instead of 16, while the unit contains 3 models. Oh, okay. So the more you have, the faster they go. Explodes. Rhino. Let's see. Oh gosh, there's a lot of glare. I didn't notice that. Sorry, guys. Rhino. Let's see, 12 inches. So you do have a damage chart. It looks like it's 12 inches to 6 inches to 3 inches, and ballistic skill is 3, then it becomes 4, then it becomes 5, and attacks is 3, D3, and 1. Self-repair on a 6 gains a lost wound. Ooh, that's really nice. So not just if you're immobilized, but anytime you lose a wound. Okay, Rhino Primaris. Ooh, looks like things are down the pipe. So the last one, they're both wound 10, both toughness 7, both strength 6, weapon skill 6+. They both have 3-up saves. And it looks like, what is the difference? Oh, movement characteristic is different. So the regular Rhino moves 12 inches. No, this one goes 12, 6, 3, 3, 4, 5. Yep, okay, so it has the same stats. Okay, so you can get an orbital array for this guy. So heavy D3, 10 strength 10, negative 4 AP, D6 hits. Damn, that's cool. Twin plasma gun. Shit. So the Rhino Primaris is dope. Okay, this one. Okay, abilities: self-repair, smoke launchers, explodes, servo skull hub. In each of your shooting phases, choose one of the following effects. Target data skull, blah blah. Roll one of a hit made with a single friendly chapter unit within 12 inches of the model until the end of the phase. Repair skull. Choose a single chapter vehicle within 12 inches of this model. The model regains 1 lost wound. Okay. All right, the Razorback looks like it's probably about the same as the Rhino. Drop pod. Okay, we've seen this leaked like holy hell. So drop pod assault can't be set up within 9 inches. Any model that cannot be set up because okay, so everybody has to be within 9 inches. This is kind of interesting. If you stick yourself in a place where you can't set up within 9 inches away from an enemy, like if you show up in their horseshoe, and you're fucked. But I guess you should be thinking about that when you deploy. Let's see, 6, 6. Okay, wound 8. Yep, I think the wound 10. That's your magic number. Stormhawk Interceptor. Yep, wound 10, and it has a damage chart. It goes between 20 and 60 inches. Holy cow! Holy cow! These things are fast. They can be exactly where they want to be. So then it's reduced to 20 to 40, and then 20 to 25. Okay. Abilities: airborne, cannot charge, can only be charged by units that can fly, and can only attack or be attacked in fight phase by units that can fly. That's cool. So you can have them bump into each other. If this model is reduced to 0 wounds, roll a d6 before removing the model from the battlefield. On a 6, it crashes and explodes. Each unit within 6 inches suffers d3 mortal wounds. Infernium Halo Launcher, you can reroll saves of a 1 for this model. Supersonic. It can pivot up to 90 inches and then move the model straight forward. Know that this cannot pivot again after the initial. That's cool. You're keeping a lot of the flyer rules in this, even though they're slightly different. Hard to hit. Subtract 1 from hit rolls. Interceptor. You can add 1 to the hit rolls for models when targeting the enemies on the shooting phase that can fly. All right, Storm Talon. Okay, so we're seeing like a flyer designation. So it's its own thing. All right, so Storm Talon gunship. Looks like this. Oh, it's a little bit slower. So it's going 20 to 50, 20 to 35, and then just straight up 20. Hover jet. Before the model moves, it can move in phase. You can declare it will hover in the movement phase. Wait. Okay, so Interceptor cannot hover, but this can. Move characteristic becomes 20, so until the end of the phase, lose the airborne, crash and burn, supersonic airborne. Okay. Devastator Squad. Signum, before this unit shoots in the shooting phase, you can choose one model from this unit that is within 3 inches of the sergeant. You can add 1 to the hits made by that model's weapon. The Armorium Cherub, once per game after a model in this unit has fired, an Armorium Cherub can reload the model's weapons. When it does so, remove the Cherub, and the model can immediately shoot again. Oh, wow. Removal of an Armorium Cherub or for any reason is ignored for the purposes of morale. So it's an actual character. This is a dude now. It's not just a token. All right, so Centurion Devastator squads. Yeah, so we're looking at, what is it, toughness, strength 5, toughness 5. Yeah, the 4-inch move, 3 wounds, 2 attacks, 2+ save. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here where they get invulnerable saves, so that's consistent. So then we have the Grav cannons. That's something I remember, people have been talking about it, but I haven't really looked into it. So strength 5, negative AP 3. Target has a save characteristic of 3 or better. This weapon has a damage characteristic of D3. That's kind of interesting. They really changed the way the Grav works. So you just have it's just more effective, I guess, against more armor. I guess that kind of still has like a gravitational kind of feel to it. So I guess like more armor you have, the more the armor's going to weigh you down and potentially do more damage. So that's kind of cool. But then not also be like a total game breaker. Oh man. Okay, Hellblaster Squad. I think we were looking at that earlier. That was the whatchamajigs. The Primaris with all the special weapons. So, and they have the Plasma Incinerator, standard and supercharge. It looks like it's just like a slightly better range on it. So it has the gets hot if you supercharge, but not a regular shot. Okay, so Thunderfire Cannon. Let's see, what does that do? That one I've been kind of curious about too. Thunderfire Cannon, heavy 4D3. Oh man, that's cool. So it's going to be between 4 and 12 shots. So what's halfway in between 4 and 12? Is that 8? Roughly? Is that maybe? Yeah, so roughly 8, like average out to be about 8 shots. Strength 5, 1 damage. So it looks like you just have like one type of shot with it. So that's cool. Let's see, Blessing of the Omnissiah, Artillery. The Thunderfire Cannon can only fire its ranged weapon if a friendly chapter Tech Marine gunner was within 3 inches. A single Tech Marine gunner cannot operate multiple Thunderfire Cannons in this way in a single turn. If at any point there are no Tech Marine gunners within 6 inches of the Thunderfire Cannon, it immediately shuts down and removed from play. Okay, so it's kind of the same. Predator, 11 wounds, so it's a little bit better than a Rhino. Strength 6, toughness 7. I think that's a Rhino. So it looks like it's a Rhino for the most part, but it has 1 extra wound. And it's going 12-6-3. I think that was a Rhino. Ballistic skill weakens, and then the attack characteristic goes down. So it looks like you're going to get your heavy bolters, 100 kilo missile, las cannon, predator, auto cannon. Ooh, that's going to be fun. What is that? Heavy 2d3. Oh, cool. So between 2 and 6 shots. So yeah, that's so much better than a regular autocannon in my opinion. I'm excited to see that. I think like the autocannon has just been so under, I don't know. It just hasn't had like a heyday. Whirlwind, also same characteristics. So it looks like it's the movement, ballistic skill, and attacks that are fluctuating. Let's see. So you have 2 different whirlwind shots like you used to. One is strength 6, AP dash. The other is strength 7, minus 1 to AP. So it's a more solid shot. One does 1 damage. The other one does 2. The weaker shot does, it's 2d6 hits versus 2d3. This weapon cannot fire if you visible to, okay. So it can fire at things it can't see. That's dope. Vindicator, ooh. Heavy D3. Oh, that's not too many shots. Strength 10, AP, or negative 3. Ooh, damage D6. Dude, that is so cool. I'm so sick of like having this amazing seed shell that hits something and just takes off 1 wound. When attacking units with 5 or more models, change the weapon's type to heavy D6. Oh, okay, so it just fluctuates. Oh, that's kind of cool, because I was afraid that in some ways, like, you'd get a big blast template. You would, so on the flip, okay, right? So, like, one problem is that you hit something once and it just takes off one wound, even though it's a big seed shell. Another like fear was that it was going to be like D6 hits against against one guy. So you can get to the point where it just gets like way too excessive. But it seems like they kind of factor that in. It's like you're only going to be able to hit so many guys, but if there are a lot of dudes there, you're going to be hitting. I don't know. It's anyway. Hunter. Okay. Oh, real quick. It looks like this guy is tougher. So the same amount of wounds as a predator, but he's like 1 point tougher. Makes sense, right? And he's not going as fast, so 10, 5, 3. Then everything else is the same. So Hunter, oh man, so it looks like same characteristic as a Vindicator, so he's pretty beefy. So strength 6, toughness 8, and all that. So then he has the same 10, 5, 3 on the damage. No, so what does it do? 100 kilo missile, Sky Spear missile, strength 9, AP minus 3, D6 damage. It's a heavy one. Add 1 to all hit rolls made for this weapon against targets that can fly. You can reroll hits, failed hit rolls to this weapon. You know what's really dope? I'm really kind of excited about that because, you know, why would you bring a hunter? You know, it becomes useless the moment you don't have a flyer, but this, you can fire things that can't fly. That's cool. So I guess the stalker is probably going to be the same way. So same stat line. And then, yeah, now we're looking at, what is it, the stalker Icarus cannon. So heavy 3. So yeah, I'm sorry, 2 Icarus storm cannons. Cool. So it does have 2 Icarus storm cannons, heavy 3. So you're going to have 6 shots. Add 1 to all hit rolls made for this weapon against targets that can fly. Subtract 1 from the hit rolls made from this weapon against all other targets. That's so cool. Strength 7 minus 1 and damage is 2. Storm Raven gunship. Oh man, it's gonna be beefy. Oh, 14 wounds. Damn, the thing is gonna be hard to take down. So it's 20 to 45. So this is a little bit slower than the interceptor. 20 to 30, and then 20, then it builds the skill and attacks change. That's basically the same as all the other vehicles. Airborne, supersonic, so you can turn 90. Hard to hit, hover, crash and burn, power of the machine spirit. Cool. Looks like it's all the same. Land Raider, here we go. 16 wounds, so it's a little bit tougher than the Storm Raven. So 16 wounds. What do we got? So 2 up save. Oh yeah, I should have been looking at the, oh yeah, they're all 3 ups for the tanks and 3 up for the Storm Raven. This is a 2 up save. So it's a Terminator. It's a Terminator tank. 10, 5, 3 for movement. So you really get cut down. You know, when you get, so it's 9 to 16, but when you're at the 5 to 8 wounds, you're getting cut in half. Oh man, I think it becomes real slow. Okay. All right, abilities. Explodes. So we have that from the, except this is 6 inches. I can't remember if it was for the Dreadnought. Smoke launchers. So yeah, I think we got rid of, we don't have the assault ramps, but I think you could just do that anyway. Crusader, looks like it's the same stat line. Redeemer, same stat line and everything else. Okay, so here's the Excelsior. Oh man, this is nuts. Is equipped with 2 twin-linked and grav cannon and grav amp. 2 twin-linked las cannons and a grav cannon and an amp. Where did we see this? I can't remember where we saw this. Oh shoot, maybe it was stuff coming out down the pipe. I don't remember where we find the Excelsior. Anyway, so it's available. It looks like it's the same stat line. And yeah, so Aquila Aegis Field, this model has a 5 up and vulnerable save. Data augers, while this model is within 24 inches of a friendly chapter Rhino Primaris, add +1 to the hit rolls. Oh, that's right. It is the special one that you get from the UK. Explodes, power of the machine. Battle, rights of battle, you can reroll hits of a 1 made for a friendly chapter within 6 inches. Ah, that's cool. All right. So now it looks like we're going to get into the characters and the special whatnots. All right, the Ultramarines. Let's see here. I'm probably not going to go too far into this. Oh, it's a big one. Robo Girly Man. Movement 8. 2 up to hit, 2 up to hit. Strength 6, toughness 6. 9 wounds. He's a beast. 1 point away from maybe having a damage chart. So he attacks 6. Oh my gosh, he's wrecking. Armed with a Emperor's Sword and Hand of Dominion. Only one of this model can be included in your army. Okay, so Strength 6, AP -2, and 2 damage. Yeah, heavy 3. Or, I'm sorry, rapid fire 3. So it's like a up. Oh, what would you say that is? Assault cannon, maybe? It's almost like an assault cannon, like a toned down assault cannon in his wrist. Emperor's Sword, +2 strength, so we're hitting at strength 8. -4 AP. Man, you're eating through armor. 3 wounds. If you roll a wound of a 6+ for this weapon, it inflicts D3 mortal wounds in addition to the normal damage. Dude, it is eating stuff. Holy shit. I shall know no fear. Armor of Fate, 3 up a vulnerable save. In addition, the first time Robo Girly Man is reduces 0 wounds, roll a d6 and a 4+, set him up again at the end of the phase. Oh man, so 1 inch away from enemies with d6 wounds remaining. Author of the Codex, if your armor is Battleforged, you receive an additional 3 command points. If he's your warlord. Master of Battle, add 1 advance and charge rolls. You can add 1 to advance and charge rolls for friendly Imperium units within 12 inches of Robo Girly Man. Reroll hits of a 1 and failed morale test for this unit. Oh my gosh. That's going to be really nice. Like, if he jumps out of a drop pod, I don't know if he can, but, you know, I think, like, that setting up over 9 inches away, because I think, like, you have to roll a 10. But, yeah, by adding that, you know, like, now you only have to roll a 9. You're getting closer to that sweet spot. Let's see, you can add 1 to advance and charge. Okay, we already said that. The Primarch, you may reroll any failed hit and wound rolls for friendly Ultramarines units within 6 inches of him. So that's cool. Like, that's the only thing that really affects Ultramarines. So he can be for anybody. Marnius Calgar. I don't know if I really want to get into these guys too much. 7 wounds for the Terminator variant. 6 wounds for the regular. So beefcake. Yeah, man. So he's like 2 points away, or 2 wounds away from Robo Girly Man. He's only moving 5 inches versus 8, and teleport strike, master tactician. If you're you get 2 command points. So he's like a mini version of Robo Girly Man. Yeah, the Artificer Armor version doesn't have like all that cool stuff, so he's probably a lot cheaper. 12 power points versus 13. Captain Sicarius, 5 wounds. We're starting to trickle down a little bit, and then 4 wounds for Tigurius, 5 for Cassius, 4 for Telion. He's a kind of a... okay. People don't really use Sicarius. I'm not really going to look into him. Tigurius, he's usually a beast. You add 1 to deny the witch roll for chief against enemy psychers within 12 inches. You may reroll failed psychic tests taken. Okay. Your opponent must subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks that target Chief Tigurius. That's kind of cool. Oh, not up to 2 psychic powers in each friendly psychic phase and attempt to deny 2 psychic powers in each. That's decent. Sergeant Tilion. Okay, so here we go. Voice of Experience. In each of your shooting phases, you can add 1 to the rolls made for a single. Let's see. A single friendly Ultramarine scout within. So that's kind of like what he had before. Infiltrator and camo cloak. So he's kind of the same. Oh, his bolt rifle, heavy 2, 36 inches. Nice. Strength 4, blah blah. D3 wounds. You could fire at friendly character, or I'm sorry, at a character. All right, he's decent. Sergeant Kronos, Titanic War Veterans, Terminus Ultra. What is that? Is that big Land Raider? I bet it is. 3 twin-link las cannons and 2 las cannons. Oh yeah, that's the one from Armageddon. Apocalypse. Okay. Cool. Power Overlord. If you roll 3 or more hits rolls of 1 for this model's las cannons or 2 las cannons in the same phase, it experiences a Power Overload and suffers D6 mortal wounds. I'm sorry, it suffers D6 mortal wounds. Oh, that thing is so gross though. Captain Lysander, 6 wounds. Let's see, Teleport Strike, Rights of Battle, reroll 1s. All Imperial Fists can reroll 1s, so 6 inches away from him. Cool. I don't know. That's super exciting. Pedro Cantor. So I'm going to be starting up a Crimson Fist army here in the next year. I think I'm slowly collecting all this stuff for it. It was the first army I ever did, so I kind of feel like it's appropriate now that I feel like my skills are really there. Okay, Iron Halo, Chapter Master, Oath of Rin. From all friendly Crimson Fist models, add 1 to their attack characteristics while they're 6 inches away from Pedro. Nice. 6 wounds. Oh, what did we say that? Okay, so Lysander in his Terminator armor has as many wounds as Cantor. Cantor is a BA, but then of course Crimson Fist take a licking and keep on ticking. Black Templars, so no Psychers, remember that. High Marshal Helbricht, Crusade of Wrath, here we go, here's a special one. All friendly Black Templar models add 1 to their strength characteristic while they're within 6 inches. Ooh, Iron Halo, that's dope. He's kind of a badass. Also, once again, 6 wounds, so that's kind of like maybe that's a general upper echelon character. Or captain, not captain, company dude. Martes. So Fury Unbound, you can reroll failed charge rolls and hit rolls. Units in the fight phase within 6 inches. All friendly Death Company units within 6 inches can use his leadership instead of their own. Let's see, what does it look like? 7 versus 9. During deployment, you can set up Lamarti's high in the sky, blah blah. Sanguinary Guard. You can reroll failed to hit roll. Okay. Oh, what is the Angelus bolt gun? Strength 4, AP -1, 1D, 12, 2 assault. Okay. Death Company Dreadnought. Let's see. He has 4 attacks. It replaces 2 Fury with Blood Talons. His model reduces 0-1. Okay. Unstable, the model may move up to 6 inches when consolidating at the end of the fight phase. Magna Grapple. If a model with this Magna Grapple targets a vehicle in the charge phase, you can add 2 to its charge roll. That's kind of cool. Furiosa Dreadnought. Same thing. What's the difference here? I think I'd look at the stat line. Okay, leadership is higher, but that's it. Oh, this has Black Rage. What does Black Rage do? I forgot. Well, you probably remember. So, Ball Predator, 6, 7, 11. So we're looking at like the Rhino or the Predator. So it can go up to 12 inches, 6 and 3. So it looks like we're not fast anymore. Overcharge engines. Oh, there we go. When this model advance rolls 2 dice and pick the highest result. Cool. Okay, where's their speed? Flesh Terrors. Ooh, they're my boys. Let's see, 6 wounds. He is tough. Roll to gore. Roll a d6 each time a friendly Flesh Terrors unit finishes its move within 6 inches of Gabriel Seth. When it consolidates on a 6, that unit can immediately fight for a second and final time. Wow. Wow, finishes. So roll a d6 each time a friendly Flesh Terrors finishes his move within 6 inches of Gabriel Seth when it consolidates. Man, that is hot. Okay. Now we're gonna get to Dark Angels. Let's see, I don't know much about Dark Angels, so I kind of want to skip it. Let's see, Mindworm has a warp charge value of 6. If manifest, select an enemy unit within 12 inches of the Psyker. Have you chosen to eligible for this effect lasts until the end? What? It suffers a mortal wound and may only be chosen to attack in the. Okay. So you roll this. Yeah, okay. Aversion. If manifest, select an enemy unit within 24 inches of the psyker. Until your next psychic phase, your opponent must subtract 1 from all to hit rolls for that unit. Engulfing Fear. If manifest, your opponent must roll 2 dice and discard the lowest result when taking morale test for units within 6 inches of the psyker. Morale. Alright, Ezekiel. 6 wounds. Lion Helm. Relic Barrier carries Lion Helm. Artifact. As a result, all friendly dark animals within 6 inches have a 4+ invulnerable save. Nice. For your army's battle forge, you receive an extra point. Belial. Let's see. What do you have here? Parrying Blade. Your opponent must subtract 1 from all hit rolls. That's kind of nice. Samael. Alright, so we have one Corvex and Sableclaw. Which one was which? One of them was the bike. Wound 6, wound 7. That must be the bike. And that's the... Okay. That's kind of cool that you can attack again. That used to be a thing back in the day. Let's see. Swift Judgment. When this model advances, add 2d6 to its move characteristic for the movement phase instead of rolling a dice. Grandmaster Ravenwing. You can reroll failed hit rolls for friendly Ravenwing units within 6 inches. Sableclaw. Enemy units can target this unit in the shooting phase, even if it is not the closest model, despite it being a character. Interrogator Chaplain. Aura of Dread. Enemy units within 6 inches of this model subtract 1 from leadership. So everybody within 6 can use his leadership. Interrogator Chaplain and Terminator Armor. On bike, Asmodai, Unforgiven. I should have read that roll. All friendly Dark Angels units within 6 inches of Asmodai can use his leadership instead of their own. Okay, let's go back and check the rule. Unforgiven. This unit automatically passes morale tests. In addition, you can reroll failed to hit rolls in the fight phase for any units in this. Targeting a fallen unit. So you automatically passes morale test. God, that is cool. It's like Fearless. Jink is 5+ invulnerable save against all shooting attacks. Cool. Ezekiel, Book of Salvation. Enemy friendly Dark Angels, infantry or biker models within 6 inches of Ezekiel that are slain in the fight phase may pile in and make a single close combat attack before being removed. Wow. So you can attack one last time. Keeper of the Keys, he has a 4+ save, invulnerable save. Deathwing Apothecary, imagine that's the same thing. Okay. So it looks like it's the same thing. Oh, okay, that's the same as the Sanguinary Priest. So I must have missed out with the Apothecary. Deathwing Ancient. So we're probably going to start seeing replications. Champion. Let's see, 5 wounds, damn. So the Halberd of Caliban, so strength +3, -4 AP, holy shit. And D3 damage. Each time the bearer fights, it can make D3 additional attacks with this weapon if the target unit contains 5 or more models. Wow, he just owns fools in mass. Deathwing Terminator Squad. Watchers in the Dark. Once per game, if an enemy psychic power affects a unit of Deathwing Terminators, this is accompanied by a Watcher in the Dark. Roll a... that's a wargear option. Blah, 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 blah. What was I saying? On the 3+, the power has no effect on this unit. Remove the Watcher in the Dark from play. Okay, so he just soaks up 1 power. It's a 1-shot. Deathwing Knights. Teleport Strike. Watcher in the Dark. We already saw that. Unforgiven. Storm Shield. Blah, blah, blah. Ravenwing Apothecary. We already saw that. Ravenwing Ancient. Probably the same. Champion. Yep, it's all the same. Ravenwing Bike Squad. Ravenwing Attack Bike Squad. Ravenwing Landspeeders. Ravenwing Dark Shroud. There we go. Here's something new. So 3/3, 12 inches. So we're just shy of that damage chart. Jink, icon of Old Caliban. Your opponent must subtract 1 from all hit rolls that make for shooting attacks. Explode. Nephilim Jetfighter, Supersonic, Hard to Hit, Strafing Run, Crash and Burn, Airborne. So, it looks like he's not quite as fast as your Interceptor, but 20 to 50, 20 to 35, and 20. Dark Talon, 20. Okay, this is your tank or your gunship. 20 to 40, 20 to 30, and then 20. And it looks like his stats are the same. Jinx Stasis Bomb. Once per game, this model can drop a stasis bomb as it flies over an enemy unit in its movement phase. After a Ravenwing Dark Talon has moved, pick one enemy unit that it flew over, then roll a d6 for each model in the enemy unit. For each roll of a 4+, the target unit suffers a mortal wound. Oh my god, that is gross. That is really gross. Let's see, Black Knights. Let's see. I guess you probably want to know weapons and stuff, but Land Speeder, Vengeance. People keep calling us I've seen people call it the garbage truck. I love that. This model reduces 0 wounds. Okay, so we are at, it's the same stat line as the Dark Shroud. Plasma Storm Battery. Standard. So you either get D6 or D6. Strength. Okay, so just a plasma cannon. Big fat plasma cannon. Fortress of Redemption. Oh, here we go. Fortification. 20 power points. So we're looking at 30 wounds. Holy crap. Toughness 10. Let's see. No attacks, of course. Remaining wounds. So yeah, it just reduces the ballistic skill. 5+, 6+, 7+. Holy crap. So we can actually roll on a 7+. Heavy bolter, blah, blah, blah. Abilities mobile, automatic weapons. Unless a friendly unit is embarked inside this model, each of his weapons can only fire at the nearest visible enemy. If 2 units are closest, you may choose which is a target. Fire points 15 models embarked in this model can shoot. Magazine explosion. If this model is reduced to 0 wounds, roll a d6 for before removing it from the battlefield. And before any embarked model is on a 6+, magazine explodes, and each unit within 2d6 suffers d6 mortal wounds. Holy cow. Space Wolves. Okay, here we go. Stormcaller. Power. If manifest, then until the start of your next psychic phase, the Psyker and any friendly Space Wolf unit within 6 inches gain the benefit of being in cover. Tempest Wrath. Manifest, pick an enemy unit within 18 inches of the Psyker. Your opponent must subtract 1 of its hit rolls. Jaws of the World Wolf. If manifest, pick an enemy unit within 18 inches of the Psyker other than a vehicle. Roll a 2d6 and subtract the target's move characteristic. Nice. Logan Grimnar. High King of Fenris. You do not need to take morale tests for friendly Wolfguard units within 6 inches of Logan. Belt of Russ has a 4+ invulnerable save. Teleport Strike. So he's at 7 wounds. It's pretty hardy. 5 attacks, dude. Oh my gosh. In his Axe of Mordecai, you could do you pick one of the 2. You can do one-handed or two-handed. If it's one-handed, it's +2 strength, so he goes up to 6, -3 AP, and D3 wounds versus two-handed, ×2 strength, -3 AP, and just 3. And then when attacking this weapon, you must subtract 1 from the hit roll. Hits harder. So put him on the Storm Rider. 12 wounds. Holy shit. So it goes... let's see, the damage chart is 10-7-4, and additional attacks goes from 6-5-4. Wow. So that just adds to the 5 attacks that he normally has. That is gross. So he's running in at 11 attacks. Oh, dirty hooker. Let's see, Wolf Lord. You can reroll, let's see, Jarl of Fenris. Each reroll of 1s. For everybody within 6 inches. Belt of Russ. There we go. Ragnar Blackmane. This is the man. Or Howl, you can reroll failed charge rolls for dudes within 6 inches. Insane Bravado. Ragnar Blackmane can perform a heroic intervention if he is within 6 inches of an enemy unit instead of 3. Does not have to move 6 inches rather than 3. Crom Dragon Gaze. I think that's a character that came out of the recent, or not recent, the Red Wa. Where is it? The Fierce Eye. Enemy units that are within 3 inches of Crom Dragon Gaze at the start of the morale phase must reduce their leadership by 1 for the duration of the phase. Belt of Rust. Crom Dragon Gaze is a 4+ invulnerable save. Harald Deathwolf. I don't know that guy. Expert Hunter. During your deployment, you can set up Harald Deathwolf ready to outflank his prey instead of pacing us. So you can stick him in the whatever, set him up so that he has 12 inches of any battlefield edge, your choice, and more than 9 inches away from enemy models. Lord of the Wolfkin, all friendly Thunderwolf units within 6 inches can use his leadership. Mantle of the Troll King, add 1 to any saving throws made by a herald against shooting attacks. Canis Wolfborn, let's see, Born of Wolves, you can take 1 additional Teeth and Claw or Crushing Teeth and Claw attack in the fight phase for all friendly models in Thunderwolf Fenrir. Whoa, he stacks up. You get a bunch of dudes around him within 6 inches, he gets extra attacks. Alpha Predator, you can reroll failed charge rolls for Canis Wolfborn. Rune Priest, you can add 1 to any Deny the Witch. Jetpack Assault. Rune Priest, same thing. On bike, same thing. Gnarl Stormcaller, Jal. Lord of the Tempest, you can add 1 to any psychic test you make. He has a 5+ invulnerable save. You can reroll 1 failed Deny the Witch test for each of your opponent's psychic phases. And then you can put him in Terminator armor. Wolf Priest, Healing Balms. At the end of your movement phase, Wolf Priest can attempt to heal a single model. To do so, some dude within 3 inches. If that unit contains a wounded model, it is healed and immediately gains up to D3 lost wounds. This is cool. Like, there's gonna be more characters, and it's, yeah, more role-playing-ish. A lot more bookkeeping. Okay. Wolf Priest, Healing Balms, Wolf Priest on bike. Let's see, Ulrich the Slayer. At the end of your movement phase, you attempt to heal a single model. To do so, select a blah blah. Okay, so D3. Where's Slayer's Oath? You can reroll failed to hit rolls in this fight phase for everybody within 6. Okay, if he kills a character or model, then for the rest of the battle you gain +1 wound roll, +1 to any wound rolls for everybody within 6. So he has the Helm of Russ. Can use his leadership within 6. I'll scroll to the Jarl. You can reroll wounds of 1 for friendly Space Wolf units that are within 6. Battle Leader, let's see. Storm, okay. Battle Leader, okay, those are just Battle Leaders. Battle Leader, all the different options. Bjorn the Fell-Handed, ooh, the Dreadnought. He has 5 attacks. Dude, he is attacking. He has the rolls. Let's see. Ancient Tactician, if your army is Battleforged, you can receive 1 additional command. Last of the Company of Russ, you can reroll the rolls of a 1 for everybody within 6. Legendary Tenacity, roll D6 for each time Bjorn the Fell-Handed loses a wound. On a 5+, that wound is not lost. Ooh, cool. Blood Claws. Stuff. Berserk Charge. You can make 1 additional attack into the fight subphase for all models in this unit. So each time you make a successful attack. Or charge, rather. Headstrong. Unless this unit contains a Wolfguard Pack Leader or a Wolfguard Pack Leader in a Terminator armor, or it is within 6 inches of friendly Wolfguard, it must declare a charge. Lucas the Trickster. Let's see, this guy's kind of fun. Master of Mischief. Subtract 1 from the leadership of all units within 3 inches. The last laugh. If Lucas the Trickster is slain in the fight phase, both players roll a dice, re-rolling ties. If you roll lowest, nothing happens. If you roll highest, the unit that landed the blow immediately suffers D6 mortal wounds. Holy shit. Pelt of the Doppelganger. Your opponent must subtract 1 from any hit rolls for the attacks that target Lucas the Trickster in the fight phase. He's just gross. Grey Hunters, they do things. Iron Priest. Battlesmith, at the end of your... Okay, that just fixes vehicles the same way Tech Priests do. Cyber Wolves, our stuff. Wolf Scouts. Oh man, it's getting darker out there. Alright, so where were we? Wolfen. Bounding Leap. Models in this unit can advance and charge in the same turn and can reroll failed charge rolls. Death Frenzy. Roll a d6 each time a model in this unit loses a wound. On the roll of a 5+. That wound is not lost to a model in this unit is slain in the fight subphase. Once a unit that slew them has made its attack, you can attack with them before removing their model as a casualty, even if they've already attacked that phase. That's hot. Curse of the Wolven. You can reroll any failed charge rolls made by any of those guys. Curse of the Wolfen. Oh, that's Hunt, then Kill. You make one additional attack for models in friendly Space Wolf by units that are within 6 inches of units make their attack. This range of its ability is doubled to 12 inches for friendly Blood Claws. Units of Wolven are never affected by this ability, nor are units that have already been affected by the Curse of the Wolven Hunt. Lone Wolf. Glorious Death. Roll a d6 each time this model loses its final wound. On a 4+, that model is not lost. In addition, if this model is slain in the fight phase, once a unit that slew him has made its attack, you can attack with him before removing this model as a casualty, even if he has already attacked that phase. Worthy of a Saga. You can reroll failed wound rolls of a 1 for this model when attacking a character or monster in the fight phase. An army of 1 can never have a warlord trait. Let's see. So it's Lone Wolf and Terminator armor. Murder Fang. Murder Lust. You may reroll any failed charge rolls. So that's it. Wolf Guard. Arjak Rockfist. Man, there are so many characters for this army. Holy cow. The Anvil Shield has a 3+ invulnerable save. In addition, reduce all damage suffered by him by 1. Champion of the King Guard. You can reroll failed hit rolls by Arjak Rockfist in the fight phase when targeting a character. In addition, you can make 1 additional attack in the fight phase for all models in the friendly Wolf Guard unit within 6 inches of Arjak Rockfist. I wonder if this wasn't this guy on the Red Wall as well? Thing to the High King, you can reroll wound rolls of 1 for all your dudes within 6 inches. Wolf Guard. Swift Claws. Headstrong Berserk, Turbo Boost. Attack Bikes. Storm Wolf. Okay. 14 wounds. It's a what do you call it? Not a Land Raider. Yes. Storm Raven. 20 to 50, 20 to 35, 20. So it looks like it's kind of the same. Real quick, I didn't look up the Hellfrost. I really should do that. When attacking with this weapon, choose one of the profiles below. If a model suffers any unsaved wounds from this weapon but is not slain, roll a d6. On a 6, a target suffers a mortal wound. So you either do 2d3 or 2. If 2d3, it's 24-inch range. 6-inch strength 6 -2, 1 damage, or 2 shots at strength 8, -4 d6. Oh, probably fill. Let's see if this model, okay, yep. Looks like it's all the regular abilities. Thunderwolf Cavalry. They don't have any fancy stuff. They only move 10 inches and have 3 wounds, so that's decent, but thankfully not as beefy as it could be. They didn't just double everything. Fenrisian Wolves. Pack Mentality. Add 1 to its unit's leadership if it contains 6 or more models. Add 2 instead if the unit is 10 or more. So it goes from leadership 4 to 5 to 6. I'm sorry, 4 to 5 to 6. Yeah, 4 to 5 to 6. All right. Stormfang Gunship. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, looks like it's the same stat line. Crash and Burn, Hard to Hit, Supersonic, Hover Jet, Long Fangs. Ooh, I wonder what you can... Fire Discipline. At the start of each of your shooting phases, pick an enemy unit on the battlefield. You can reroll Hit rolls of 1 for any models from this unit that target the enemy unit you pick that phase. Start of enemy unit on the battlefield. You can reroll all for the... Okay, interesting. Death Watch. I wonder if that's... I heard that you could fire at separate things with your weapons. Okay, Death Watch. Here we go. Death Watch Wargear, Death Watch Chapter. So that's a list of things you can take. The Wargear, grab. Alright, Watchmaster. They shall interfere. Watchmaster, you can reroll failed to hit rolls of friendly dudes within 6. 6. Oh man, he is a beefcake. Yeah, I mean, this is your Chapter Master, so Watchmaster, of course, is going to have 6 wounds, right? I'm not seeing a whole lot of Leadership 10s laying around. Watch Captain Artemis. Rights of battle, unstoppable champion. Roll a d6 whenever Watch Captain Artemis loses a wound. On a 6, he does not lose that wound. So you have a 6 up, feel no pain. Death Watch Kill Team. Mix units. If you contain models of different toughness characteristics. If this is the case, use the toughness characteristic of the majority. If there are no majority, the Death Watch player may choose which is values to use. Also, this unit includes any Death Watch Terminators. It has the Terminator keyword. While it includes any Death Watch Bikers, it has a Biker keyword. Also includes any Death Watch Veteran Jump Pack keyword. Unflinching. This unit automatically passes morale tests if it contains any Death Watch Terminators. Death Watch Terminators have a 5+. Invulnerable. When a kill team that includes any Vanguard veterans falls back, it can shoot later than that turn if it could fly. Atonement through honor. A unit that contains a black shield may make heroic interventions as if it were a character and must do so. Relentless assault. When a kill team that includes a Death Watch Biker falls back, it can charge later that turn. Death Watch Teleport Hammer. I wonder if there's a frag cannon on here. Let's see what frag cannons do. I didn't see a frag cannon stat. Did I miss it? Oh, okay, so here's the special issue ammo. Dragon, add 1 to the hit rolls for this weapon. Target unit that is in cover. Hellfire, weapon always moves on 2+ except against vehicles. Kraken, add 3 inches to the range of the weapon if it's a bolt pistol, or 6 inches otherwise, and improve the AP by 1. Subtract 3 from the range of this weapon. Oh, it's Vengeance. So subtract 3 from the range of this weapon, or if it's a pistol, or 6 inches otherwise, and improve the AP by 2. That's cool. Death Watch Terminators. So, movement 5, 2 wounds, 2 attacks. Let's see. Crux Terminatus, unflinching. We saw it earlier. Vanguard Veterans, looks like it's the same. Death Watch Bikers, the same. Corvus Blackstar, here we go. 14 wounds, so it is the Storm Raven. But it doesn't move that fast. 20 to 45, 20 to 30, and 20. Airborne, hard to hit, supersonic, crash and burn, Black Star cluster launcher. Ooh, this model can fire as Black Star cluster launcher as it flies over enemy units in its movement phase. To do so, after this model has moved, pick 1 enemy unit that it flew over, roll d6 for each enemy unit or model in the unit. Any of a 6 is a 1 mortal wound, so it's just like the stasis bomb. Auspex array, you can reroll hits of a 1 when targeting an enemy in the shooting phase that cannot fly. Infernum Halo Launcher, an enemy unit that can fly targets the super model. This Inferno subtract 1 from subsequent hits. That's blah blah blah. I had to take a break and eat some French toast. So here's some. Now we're on to the Grey Knights. So what are the Grey Knights all about? I gotta get resituated. Did I? There we go. I can see down my shirt a little bit better. That's what you're after anyway. So the rites of banishment. Okay, anyway, demon hunters. If this attack any demons in the fight phase, you can reroll failed wounds. For those attacks, rites of banishment. When this unit manifests the smite, smite psychic power, it has a range of 12 rather than 18. Additionally, the target unit suffers only one mortal wound rather than D3, whether or not you have the results psychic test is more than 10. Unless the target unit is a demon, in which case it suffers 3 mortal wounds instead of D3. Yeah, what else do we have? Teleport strike. The usual. Grey Knight chapter has a list of all the things. Psychic power is Purge Soul. If manifest, pick a visible enemy within 12 inches of the Psyker. Both controlling players roll a dice and add their respective unit's highest leadership value. If the target's total is equal to or greater than the Psyker's total, nothing happens. If the Psyker's total is greater than the target's total, the target unit suffers a number of mortal wounds equal to the difference. Ooh, that sounds hot. I don't know, Gate of Infinity. If manifested, pick a friendly Grey Knight unit within 12 inches of the Psyker. Remove that unit from the battlefield and immediately set it up anywhere in the battlefield that is more than 9 inches away from enemy models. Hammerhand. Grey Knight within 12 inches of the Psyker. Add 1 to the wound rolls you make for that unit's melee weapon until the start of the next psychic phase. Meh. Drago. Here's everybody's auto take. Bane of Evil, blah blah. Warp Emergence. Okay, I really should read Bane of Evil. When a friendly Grey Knight unit within 6 inches of a Drago makes an attack against a demon unit in the Cypher phase, you can re-roll damage rolls to that unit. Meh. I mean, that's good, but Warp Emergence, during deployment, you can set up Lord Drago in the warp instead of placing him on the battlefield at the end of blah blah blah, so you can deploy him stuffness. See. Okay. Well, he no longer has that shoot at everythingness. That was Drago, wasn't it? Grandmaster Voldus. Grandmaster Voldus' attempt to manifest 3 psychic. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's the new character that came out of the gates. Gathering Storm, rather. 3 psychic powers in each friendly phase. So basically, you get all of them, and 3. You could deny 3. Damn, that is so cool. Wow. Yeah, man, that's hot. See, Grandmaster. Let's see. Okay, so let's quickly go over the wounds. So Drago has 7 rather, 6, 5 attacks. All have 5 attacks. They're very attacky. I like that characters really got a boon in this. They just hit hard. So we're like almost to Hero Hammer. Brother Captain. Abilities, Psychic Locus. When a friendly Grey Knight unit within 6 inches of an Brother Captain manifests a smite power, double its range. Oh. Wow. So earlier when they were saying that smite is only 12 inches instead of 18, it's actually 24 as long as the Brother Captain's around. Stern. Whoa. Wait, what? Okay, yeah, they're all 6 wounds. Oh, because Terminator armor. Okay, so Stern. Strands of Fate. In each of your turns, you can choose to reroll a single failed hit or wound roll or a single failed saving throw for Stern. However, if you do so, your opponent can reroll a single failed hit or wound roll. Oh my gosh, for one of their models. Zone of Banishment. When Brother Captain Stern manifests the Smite psychic power, it is a range of 6 inches rather than 18. Additionally, the target unit suffers only 1 mortal wound rather than D3, unless the target is a demon, in which case it suffers 3 mortal wounds instead of D3. And all demon units within 6 inches of Brother Captain Stern also suffer a mortal wound. Wow. That's interesting. He's kind of this, I don't know, a low performer up until he's kicks butt. Brotherhood Ancient. Okay, so that's your usual Brotherhood Captain. Perfect Warrior. At the start of each fight phase, you may choose a combat stance for this warrior to adopt for the duration of that phase, either the Sword Strike stance or the Blade Shield stance. If you choose the Sword Strike stance, add 1 to the model's wound rolls for that phase. If you choose a Blade Shield stance, add 1 to the model's saving throw for that phase. He's just hardy. So he goes from 4 wounds to 5, or he goes to A 1+ saving throw? Ah, that's dope. Crow, Castellan Crow. Which one is he? I don't remember who Crow is. Heroic Sacrifice. If Castellan Crow is slain in the fight phase, he can immediately pile in an attack before being removed. That's a reoccurring theme. Purifying Flame. When Castellan Crow manifests a Smite psychic power, it only has a range of 3 inches, but inflicts d6 mortal wounds instead of d3. Cool. Master Swordsman. You can reroll failed hit and wound rolls for Castellan Crow in the fight phase. In addition, each time you make a successful roll for Castellan Crow in the fight phase, you can immediately make another attack. And the Black Blade of Edwar. Though these additional attacks cannot generate further attacks, of course. Strike Squad. Okay, abilities, nation. So that's just a regular unit. And what's their deal? They're just regular Marines with stuff. Terminator Squad. They don't have anything fancy. Purifier Squad. They are fancy they have the Purifying Flame that Castellan Crow has. Otherwise, they're the same. Paladin Squad. Okay, so we went from troop to elites. So the Paladin Squad is an elite. They're the same. Paladin Ancients, what? So Terminator Squads. Okay, so Paladins are different than Terminators. What's the difference between them? So they get an extra wound, extra attack, and I'm guessing their weapon loadout is different, but otherwise they're the same. Okay, that's good. Paladin Ancient, Sacred Banner, +1 to leadership characteristic of everybody within 6 inches. Knights Infantry, units that are within 6 inches of a Sacred Banner, they fight, make 1 additional attack per turn. Apothecary, we know what apothecaries do. Interceptor Squad, personal teleporters. This unit can move across models and terrain as if they were not there. In addition, once per battle, instead of moving normal movement phase, you can choose for them to make a teleport shunt. At the end of a movement phase, remove all the models in that unit from the battlefield and immediately set them up anywhere within more than 9 inches away from somebody. Cool. Purgatory Squad, it's the same. And then the Nemesis Dreadnought. Woohoo! It had a 5+ invulnerable save, so it's a vehicle. Yeah, vehicle damage, whishamajig. No, it's not a vehicle. Yeah, it is a vehicle. There it is, vehicle. So it's no longer a monstrous creature. Of course, they don't have monstrous creatures now, so it's a vehicle. So strength 6, toughness 6, 12 wounds. So it goes from, remaining wounds to, okay, movement goes to 8, 7, 6. So it's a little bit faster, but not too much faster than what he was. Ballistic skill 3, 4, 5, and attacks 4, 3, 2. Ah, cool. So the teleport, at the end of the movement phase, this model can teleport into the battle. So, okay, this model is, so you can't shunt around like you used to. Yeah, it looks like you're there or you're not. There we go. Then we got into the Battle Forge. You can write your stuff down. Detachment roster. This is cool. This is harkening back to old school points. Okay, so real quick, some things that I really want to look at. So here's a big thing. People were talking about how the Primaris were going to be totally BA. They're 20 points a guy. Your tactical marine is 13 points. So you're paying 7 points more for an extra wound and a slightly better bolter. Now, something else I was looking at is your stern guards. Now, a lot of people, you have to pay for your weapons separate. But the bolter is 0 points, and so is the bolt rifle. So the Primaris guys, like, they're not paying to upgrade or to give themselves a gun. Now, one of the cool things is stern guard squads. Now, stern guard, okay, so the Primaris has +1 leadership, +1 wound, and +1 attack. The stern guard have +1 attack and +1 leadership. So the only thing difference between a stern guard and a Primaris is 1 wound. Yet Oh, I'm sorry. The Stern Guard actually have a better weapon than them. So we're looking at 4 points less for a Stern Guard who gets a much better weapon than a Primaris. Granted, they have one less wound, but I don't know. So I think like the idea that I see is that these guys are not like the Primaris are not the end all. So you don't have to worry about that. The Primaris are just there's a rule like they were saying. There's a rule for your dudes, for your regular tactical marines. So don't throw them away. Don't rage quit. Let's see. What is another big one that I'm looking for? I think we already saw that. Where is drop pods? 103 points. That's a grip. A Rhino is 70. So this is like third edition points. So they went up, but they're also a lot more survivable. They're not just like the tin cans that you throw across the battlefield, hope they blow up, and then attack the next turn. And then what was the next one I was looking for? The Land Raider 239, 244. So they actually kept their points, but they're a whole lot more survivable now. So that's pretty sweet. I don't know. It looks dope. Oh, the Storm Talent. No, Storm Raven. That's what it was after 172. So it went down in price. But I think you're probably paying for your weapons at this point. Yeah. What's a Terminator these days? Cataphractic Terminator, 30 points. But I think you pay for your weapons. And then same with your Tartaros is 31. So Cataphractic is 1 point less. Oh, man. So many good things. So many good things. Yeah. So yeah, kind of wrapping things up. Wrapping it up. It's an interesting book. I mean, it was a slog to get through it because there's a ton of stuff in here. I mean, 224 pages. This thing is a beefcake. I mean, it's what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5 codexes stuck in one. Yeah, I mean it's a lot to consume. I mean there's a lot of like wash, rinse, and repeat, but I mean you could probably hear in my inflection like I was excited at first, and then it took a while to get through. I mean it's good. Like it's a lot going on. It's gonna take me a while to really figure it out. And I was just kind of looking at like the special powers, like let alone like what do all the weapons do? What do all the points? But some of the takeaways that I got from it, I mean, we're going. They flipped it up. They changed directions that they're going with like a lot of this stuff. They're getting rid of the 1 to 3 vehicles per entry. It's only one Dreadnought. It's only one Thunderfire cannon. It's only one Predator. So maybe they'll change that in the codexes. Also, from what I heard, some people were saying that the rumor was that they weren't going to do the chapter tactics in here, and they didn't. I mean, unless it's like Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Ultramarines, I think Grey Knights. Unless it's one of those codexes. Like my Iron Hands, they don't have anything special anything. So we'll see that. I think like at some point we'll get a Space Marine Codex, and then it'll have like all those things in it. We'll get a Blood Angels Codex, and it'll have like a little bit more in it. But it's a good start. I mean, I think we're seeing like some Hero Hammer come in here. There's gonna be a lot of bookkeeping. It's gonna be keeping people alive. Like your characters are gonna just own. Like before I think characters were kind of overcosted, and so really it was like bring a bunch of dudes. But now the characters are where it's at. But it's going to be up to you to kind of like make up your army the way you want to play it. Do you want to play with a whole bunch of Marines? Do you want to play with a whole bunch of characters? What do you want to do? Like, I don't think there's going to be like a wrong answer here. It seems like things are really getting shook up. Grav is a big deal, but it's not as big as the deal as it used to be. It's not the auto take. So that's pretty cool. There's a lot of little finicky bits in here, and we're going to see more, I'm sure of it. So, like back in the day, we were saying like, oh, they want to reset everything because there's too much bloat. Yeah, well, the rule set, like, it seems as though that had a lot of bloat, but now it's going to be the armies are going to have like the rule bloat, which is fine. Like you want your character in your army, not the rules, right? So it's kind of exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Part of me wants to put away the orcs and just pick up my Iron Hands and play them. So I think Phil and I are going to get together next week and do something. But anyway, stick with this. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the rest of the indexes and maybe some other little tasty treats before the edition comes out. All right, see you guys.